All right, so this is for hardcore inquisitive paladin. Well, that is a unique build. Very, very cool. Nelly Sup, inquisitive hardcore paladin. Cool. Now why max so soon? Yeah, trust me, you'll like it. Later, Matron. Have a great evening. So we've got, after this, I can definitely I can load it up and show you what the closed wounds SLA can do. It's very cool. So this is a 12 paladin, 6 ranger, 2 artificer called Alle Boltart, and this is a blade forged character. So blade forged can grab some stuff. Is a charisma based character, which is very interesting. I do find the idea of charisma based paladin to be cool. So we'll try it out. We'll take a look at this. Not a lot of dexterity, but that's okay. Character is mostly not going to do that. The artificer, I'm assuming this character won't do any traps. And by checking it out, you can see over here, lots of saving throws. That sounds like somebody who's not doing any traps. So that makes sense to me. As far as the leveling path goes, Paladin, point blank shot, precision, taking some artificer to get all the ranged feats, then taking the ranger to get the ranged feats. Last ranged feat coming down here, because you don't really need many shot. Adamantine body, because you don't need to worry about casting spells. What's up, Flesh Rider? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Follow the Lord of Blades, because you have to be. Undead, improved critical ranged. Favorite enemy, Evil Outsider is good. And Undead. Evil Outsider is not too bad. What are the most dangerous things? I like humans usually for hardcore, but honestly, your favorite enemy is not going to be very powerful because you only have 6 levels of ranger, so don't really worry about it. I think it's all fine at the end of the day. Improved precise shot. Oh, you're using tomes on this character. I just realized. +8 tome. Oh, yeah. Improved precise shot. Beautiful. Force of personality. So then these starting points all sound great. Because you can't really reduce your dexterity, or else you have to take improved precise shot at a later point. And starting with an 18 charisma is great. So yeah. This is fine. Toughness. This toughness is great. So I like a lot of your feat choices. I think they're good. I think taking Adamantine Body early and Force of Personality later is a good decision for this character. Toughness is good. Combat Archery is fantastic, especially since it's going to be... Oh, it's not easier to get, but still you'll have 21 Dexterity by this point. Quicken Spell is fantastic. Epic Destiny Toughness is good. Blinding Speed. Double Shot, Pierce Adamantine, Reflexes, and Sign of Arborea. I would say that if you are planning, I guess so this is being changed. It is not going to be 22% attack speed. It's going to be getting reduced. If you're planning on buying a +8 tome, I would recommend just buying a swiftness augment and then taking something else on this character. And with epic reflexes, you have no fail, which is really, really good. Out of your actual feats, you could probably just grab epic toughness and just take way more hit points and be tankier, which is probably what I would do here, and just buy the augment or use an item at that point. So that's probably what I would do. An easy thing to get as well, by the way, that I think a lot of people might miss out on. I haven't mentioned this at all yet, but I'm just going to mention it now. So as far as trinkets go, at level 20, you get this awesome epic Voice of the Master, which grants Striding 30 and Good Luck 3. You can get this in Heroics. So if you do what I've done before, which is you go at level 5 and you run a super fast Delirious on Casual to get the extra experience points for like leveling, and you have the Voice of the Master. You can also then run it again on Elite later and get the Epic Voice of the Master, which you can use at level 20 for the Striding effect on it, and it gives you the Heroic Inspiration, which is pretty good. That's important. Just so keep that in mind. That's a very cool item to have for the low leveling process. All right, as far as your points go, you have Sacred Defender, Knight of the Chalice. So Knight of the Chalice for the 6 points makes sense. This is a perfect Knight of the Chalice tree. Sacred Defender makes sense. It's a perfect Sacred Defender tree. And then you have Deepwood Stalker going in for Sniper Shot, which is a good... you get 10 hit points for this, for these 2 points, and you also grab the Sniper Shot here. Deepwood Stalker Stealthy is fine, although Action Boost, it's damage or skill. Damn. Damage or skill. That sucks. Because Action Boost damage is fine, but I thought this was damage or saves. One of the things I like about Action Boost saves is that it actually lets you makes it so you don't fail saves on a 1 while the Action Boost is active, so it's pretty cool. Waste my time while trying to figure out if a build if Bard/Rogue makes sense. Traps in addition with Bard support for the team. Yeah, you can do that. if you play as an intelligence-based character, so you just max out your intelligence 100%, you should be fine. Bards can grant themselves an extra +10 to all of their skills during the leveling process, which is really good. You grab an action boost if you're playing as like a human to increase your skills even more if you need them. And yeah, then you just play as an inquisitive basically. So you don't really worry about charisma at all. You just take perform ranks, and then you're mostly, you have like a charisma of like 18 or something, so you don't really need to cast your spells that much. You go enough into Spellsinger to grab the healing song, and then you spend the rest in like inquisitive, and Harper Agent to grab intelligence to hit and damage. You should be fine with that, something like that. All right, inquisitive. You don't need conjure bolts. You'll need this at early levels, but you don't need conjure bolts later, so that's good. Grab the good stuff, grab the good stuff. All this stuff is good, and you grab all the good stuff. Improved uncanny dodge. Again, amazing ability. Great job. I recommend that for sure. Action boost skills +3. You've taken this instead of +3 to hit. I don't know how much you're going to need the action boost skills, because I'm assuming you're not doing traps on this character with an 8 intelligence. Now, I could be wrong. Let me check your level ups. I mean, you have search and disable device maxed out, which is actually surprising and impressive. I guess, yeah, you used all of the points here, and then also the ranger levels to catch up on the search. And if you have a tome, this could conceivably work. And not being able to open locks is actually fine because bells exist, so that's not a big deal. So if you want to do that, you can. I would recommend, of course, obviously, since you're an inquisitive and you have the high search, you'll be able to automatically search stuff on a low roll. But unless you have the search active, which your character will not unless you weapons or item swap, you'll need to make sure that this is not going to proc all the time, so you'll just want to have something on hand for that. So that's actually better than I thought. And then Fade Arc Illusionist, picking up the charisma to hit and damage. You don't really need illusory weaponry, but it could possibly be better than Study the Arcane. You don't really need a lot of spell points for your character, and you also don't have a lot of spell points. It depends on what you're going to be doing for actually casting any buffs on yourself. Some of the Paladin buffs are quite nice, so you have to think about that. And then you're taking Healer's Friend so you can heal yourself more. But you still have, like, Repair for the most part. One of the benefits of playing as Bladeforged is you get access to this ability right up here, is Communicative Scribing, which is pretty nice. It's a good self-heal and good for other people. The problem is it's really expensive, and your enhancement points are pretty tight. However, as a Paladin, you also get access to a lot of like the positive heal, or all the repair spells. So if you're playing with a group, it's definitely better to have Healer's Friend, but if you're not playing as a group, I would go the other way around. Although, if you're playing this, I guess Bladeforged doesn't have a minus on Charisma versus the Warforged, but if you're doing this, it's probably better to just be Warforged, so you suffer less healing penalty, but that's just me. Other than that, yeah, so I like this. I like grabbing all the stuff that you grabbed out of Fade Arc Illusionist, the Flourish, the Blurry, the You've Got My Back for the immunity to magic missiles. You don't take Reality Bulwark, but clearly your saves, you don't need it because it's Paladin, so that's not too bad. Everything else here seems pretty good. Epic Destiny, Shoddy Champion, sounds great. This character starts in Fine. So you want Meld into Darkness, Dance of Flowers, Rejuve Cocoon, and Technician. All this stuff is very, very achievable. You can get this on your way to 30. This is not a big deal. Just leveling through a bunch of different destinies. As far as the points go, I can see you took Dexterity to even out your Dexterity, so that seems fine. So Stay Frosty and Prism. I generally just like Stay Frosty, but you take Stay Frosty and Prism and Stay Good. I feel like you don't need all three of these, but it's entirely up to you for the most part. I've been pretty partial to doing 1 point in Pin, 1 point in Whistler, and being able to grab like the Healing Spring, especially considering your character will have the Healer's Friend, so it might not be that bad. It's definitely something to think about. And I personally just don't like Double Rainbow that much. I really like Stay Frosty because of the consistency. Double Rainbow has the chance to have crazy powers and crazy effects on monsters, but a lot of it's based on like weird spell powers and stuff that you might not actually have, whereas Stay Frosty isn't like that. And then Stay Good is also just great because it gives you the ability to just make all your weapons good, and it does a bunch of damage. So this is just consistently powerful. So like way better for bosses, and then Stay Frosty. So if I was to redo this tree, which I'm going to, I would do keep Stay Frosty in the build, grab the Dexterity, grab 1 point here, grab the Healing Spring, grab 1 point here, grab the Whirling Wrists, grab these points here, probably grab the extra use of Healing Spring, and then grab the same stuff that you grabbed before. What else did you grab? Oh yeah, Stand and Deliver. Yes. I would grab this. This is how I would do it if I was doing this. Because you don't need these extra points for the most part, because they just make them dance a little bit longer, and this adjusts the cooldown a little bit. But a monster, if you start it dancing, it's dead in 9 seconds. So you don't really have to worry about that because your character damage. So I'd probably do something like this. Then you get the extra double shot, which is nice. And you have the access to the healing spring, which heals a consistent amount. And it works on everybody. And the thing about healing spring is that it's not that healing spring is good, okay? Because you can't rely on healing spring. But the thing about healing spring is that there will be a time where someone goes unconscious and they go, oh no. And then all of a sudden, healing spring comes in the clutch, baby, out of nowhere. It's very random. You'll never know when it's going to hit you because you can't time it, because like reading your healing spring and knowing it's coming down to that 20-second interval, it's way better. I have a hypnotic voice, so thank you. I took hypnotic voice in high school. I've been told ever since I was a little kid that I've got the face for radio, so I should get into it. Anyways, and now we're moving on to items. Necronomic Cannon. I don't like the Necronomic Cannon. It's for the 4-piece winter set. I know why you have this here, but I still don't like this item. Because I don't have one. Also, this is the Band of Insightful Commands. I would not farm this item because Epic Black and Blue is murder. So I would be very cautious about this. Because this is a terrifying quest to have to go to. So I would be very cautious about this. However, Celestial Sapphire Ring gives dodge bonus, and this gives dodge bonus. Convenient. Anyway, so you have the... That's something in my eye. What did you take for your Scion feat? I was not paying attention. Arborea, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You probably take the skills, but yeah. The Dire Wolf Belt, instead of Dire Bear, because you get Insightful Sheltering from somewhere else, right? Physical Sheltering from the Wild Heart, and Repair Amp. So this gives Healing Amp? This does not give Healing Amp. This 100% gives Repair Amp. No way. There's 0% chance that gives Healing Amp. Yeah, this is Repair Amp. So this is a bug in the builder. Bug in the builder. So this does not do Healing Amp. This does Repair. So if you want Healing Amp, you need it from something else. So how would I adjust this to account for that fact? This gives Constitution and Profane bonus to all ability scores, which is kind of cool. Sign of Strimtom, Epic Capstone feat. That's a great question. I don't know. They should add that into the video game. 1, 2 winter, 3 winter, and then the 4 winters on the Direwolf belt. So for me, for my money, to get all Wall Watch, yeah. I would probably, for my money, use the Bronze Dragon Scale belt, which gives you Con, Hamp, False Life, and the Life Seal, which you also need because you're using Cloak of Spring. And then replace the Celestial Sapphire with the Nocturne Ring, because the extra threat doesn't affect if you're not melee, and then you get True Seeing here automatically as well. Although you have True Seeing from the Family Recruit Sigil, but still, the slightly better, the better solution because it gives you the Constitution. So now you're missing out on the +2 to all ability scores, which is unfortunate. You don't want to miss out on +2 to all ability scores, and neither do I. So if I was to change this, did you get +2 to all ability scores fit in? It is not going to fit in there. You're not getting a litany. You could possibly swap out something else. Then you have, yeah, Band of Insightful Commands because you get accuracy. This gives Insightful accuracy. You also don't have an artifact in this build either, at all. And I feel like an artifact could possibly fit in really well. The problem is a lot of the artifacts are hard to come by. However, an artifact you might find very exciting is the Rose Thorn Necklace, because it grants Deception and Insightful Deception, which is pretty cool. The only downside is that you don't get Armor Piercing anymore, but the upside is that instead of Seeker, you can swap this in for Armor Piercing. And this item's going to drop literally all the time, and now you have Deception and Insightful Deception. Oh yeah, you don't even need True Seeing anymore, so yeah. Plus, also, you have the 2-piece spring set, so that gives you 10% missile deflection. Who doesn't want missile deflection, baby? So you have accuracy, insightful accuracy, deception, insightful deception. I think that there's literally no deadly in this build, except for quality deadly. That just sucks. How do we fix that? Find out. Deadly. Artifact, artifact, raid, artifact, artifact, artifact. Warden Scribe Pendant. Vistani Fighter Sash. Oh, Jesus. Precision lenses. That doesn't give deadly. That does not do that. It's just in the text. Stormreach Guardian's Helm. Can't use that. Gloves, gloves. Grand Recruit Sigil. Fabricator's Necklace. Crown of Leaves. I know it was there. Alchemist Pendant from Master Artificer. Construct Champion Bands. Gives you ramp. Deadly on the circlet? No, it's accuracy on the circlet. I mean, I still think that this build is better than the other way around. Because you have Healing Amp now when you didn't before. And Healing Amp on a Blade Forged is like really important since you already have the minus percentage. And then also you get even more fortification, which is nice to prevent yourself from dying to random garbage. You don't need the True Seeing though, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. And this item is cool, but oh yeah, you already have Profane Well-Rounded on this. I have no idea where you try to shove Deadly in here. Then a Morning Lord's Light Crossbow. Obviously, if you can get a better one, like the Nightshade Shooter, you'd want to do that instead. If you don't want to use the band, by the way, you can give up on Insightful Accuracy and swap this out and just use a Ring of Prowess, which will be easy to come by. Because you don't need the accuracy, but it gives you deadly and it gives you 8 range power. But you don't need the range power because your character is obviously going to go get yourself a Dynamistic Quiver. Or alternatively, you can use the Epic Purifying Quiver to get access to blunt damage, which is great. And then Ring of Prowess it up. Now you have deadly, but you lost Insightful Accuracy, and you lose 2 Charisma, unfortunately. But your saves are still good. You've got more hit points now than you had before. Your PRR is the same. I didn't change anything with PRR and MRR. But your character now has 53 Fortification Bypass, because you only have the 2 stats. Oh, and Precision's not active. Activate Stances. Stances. Precision should be active. Divine Might's already active. This is all already active. Perfect. Bladesworn Transformation. Don't press this button. Yeah, exactly. There's Deception and Insightful Deception on this trinket. Also, cool thing, when you're farming for items, no one wants this. Nobody wants this. So people will be like, Rose Thorn Necklace, and you'll be like, oh, me. I'll take it. So you'll get this one like right away. Everyone's going to want the gloves, the Prince's Gauntlet, and you can get that basically for free, which is pretty sweet. As far as the spells go, Artificer spells, Conjure Bolt, obviously, Paladin spells, Prayer, oh, Magic Circle, ooh. You know what else is good? Righteous Command, oh baby, Angel Skin. And all this other stuff is bad, except for Bless, which is not on the Paladin list still. I forgot to mention that. The Matron. I'll mention that at some point. And then we throw on Prayer because you're casting Prayer because that's just good. Are you going to be casting your own Tensors? You don't have any UMD, so you're not casting your own Tensors. You're immune to magic missiles, so you're happy about that. You don't get Heroism, you don't get Holy Aura, you don't get any of this stuff. You don't need America on this build. You have your Aura of Courage. And your Aura of Good. Because that goes out. And then you have Bless on yourself. Sure. That's not everything. But you're still missing Righteous Command, which I don't think is included in here. Is it included? Oh yeah, Spell Righteous Command. So Righteous Command is now on here, which is great, now that it's here. And because Angel Skin, you just didn't have it in, your physical resistance rating and magical resistance rating are slightly higher. Is Rain worth it as a twist during the leveling process for Inquisitive? I don't have fate points for a tier 3 twist. It's fine. Rain is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just extra damage. How is passing the game? Do people usually loot stuff for their role, or do they keep stuff for future TRs? Depends on the person. I usually pass pretty much everything. and some people pass nothing. And also cast Ram's Might, because it's +2 to damage. And jump, because it's +2 jump. From Grandmaster, though? Probably. I'd say probably. Cool. Well, it's a cool build. It's a very neat build. I definitely like it. This is probably what I would do with this. Oh yeah, and then filigrees. If you had like 6 filigrees or something, or like 5. 5 filigrees? Yeah, it's really easy to get. For 5 filigrees, all you're going to want to do is just get some range power. So I don't even know what gives range power. Just get range power filigrees. I don't know which ones they are. Get ranged power filigree. So we're good. So yeah, Blade Forged, Charisma to hit and damage, Inquisitive. It'd be pretty cool. I think you'll do well with this build. It's very, very tanky as an Inquisitive. Scratch Shot Negotiator, yeah, it's only 3 pieces for 15 range power. So that one's not too bad. Like, very, as I said, very tanky. Shoots a lot. Incorporeality, Displacement, Missile Deflection. Ooh. Yeah, I forgot about Crackshot Negotiator. You can get, like, ranged power in Crackshot Negotiator, attack and damage, and Crackshot Negotiator Charisma. Look at that. Woo! Get an extra point of Charisma in here. Then if you can figure out Charisma somewhere else, you'll be in the clear. In fact, hell, if you wanted, you could actually just use 2 Crackshot Negotiator Charismas, 1 in your weapon and 1 in your, How did I do that? Wait, how did I do that? What? Anyway, you use 1 in your weapon and 1 in your artifact. Now you got 74 Charisma. More stats. Okay, that's pretty good. And then outside of that, you gotta do something. You got that range power. I think Deadly Rain. Range power is good. I think it's 2 points for range power. Yeah, Deadly Rain. You can use something like that. Do like in your artifact, have Crackshot Negotiator Charisma, Crackshot or Deadly Rain range power, and then like the Crackshot Negotiator range power, and then your weapon do Charisma and range power, and just double up on that stuff. Get some more range power. You got 214 now. It's not too bad. 59 double shot, which doesn't really matter too much, and you have all the sneak attack damage. Look at all that sneak attack damage. Woo! Nice. Anyways, that's all I have. So thank you for bringing that to me and to my attention. This is a very cool build, and hopefully it works well for you. Let me know how it works, by the way, because if it works, it's great, and if it doesn't work, that's hilarious. But it looks like it's pretty good. This is a very cool build. It's reliant on you buying +8 tomes, but it's like hella tanky. So, like, Paladin's just good for that sort of thing.